On this one, we get to tear apart the 4AGE. It's a 16 valve with a turbo, red top. I know that all the parts are super hard to find, I will tell you that. So let's get into it.
Well, look who's coming around the corner. Look who's out and about. I'll be. Looks like that old Jeep we put together.
So what I got going on here, I got wire wheel and everything down, getting all the dirt off, getting all the rust off the bolts so that we can get ready to tear it down. Once we tear it down, then we'll actually find out what parts we're going to need for this. But first, let's get this cover off. Alright, so now we're going to take this water pump off. Everything's been really easy because it's all been a 10 millimeter, but this one actually has a 12 in it. This one's a 10, that one's a 12, one down underneath here's a 12. 4 12s. No, there's one 10 that does come out. See right there, one 10 that does come out, and the rest are 12s. The whole thing pops out. We got good news and bad news. We got spark plugs out. Let's see, get y'all where the light is. Those 3 came out, and that one come out, but it still decided to leave parts of it in there. So hopefully Big A can get it out, because I don't know what we're going to do. Well, when you're taking the head off, be sure you watch for these little gaskets. They go on each one of these. I was beating on it with a hammer trying to get it off, and it wouldn't come off, but there it is. But this doesn't look too bad to me. I don't see very much scoring, just a little bit. So we'll see what Big A has to say. That bolt's out. I just put the impact on it and just prayed to God that it'd come out. So, well, it did. And I still can't get the motor to spin, so, but that might be because we actually have some bolts back here touching, but everything up here actually looks pretty good, all except for this one little piece has rust where it was sitting straight up. So, but this one doesn't, so maybe we can polish that up, I bet. Get this plastic cover off. It's on there kind of tight. Let's see what we got back down in here. Make sure you don't forget this piece right here. It goes in there to help hold that belt on after you put everything on. So now that this is still frozen, that's what we're trying to do, is take all this off so that we can get down inside here and see why it's all frozen. So it looks like this dot here is supposed to line up here. That dot lines up here. There's a pin right here on the lower one, and it looks like there's a pin on the upper one up here, but we'll see too when we get to it. So yeah, like I was saying, here there's a pin on the top, and this mark is lined up here, and there's a pin on the bottom, and this mark is lined up here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where the pins are supposed to be. And you see it there. I marked it there. That pin is right here on the bottom. Now this other one, the pin will be on the top. We've already marked left and right, so mark that. And hopefully they don't spin off. So now we're going to take this cover off, but I think to get all this cover off. I think I have to back off these bolts here, which is a 14. And these are all 10s to get this cover off. So we'll see. Loose, but I still can't get this one out right here. So that's what I was talking about. So I guess we're gonna have to take these off just to get that one out. So we got all that stuff off. The tensioner pulley, belts, rings. So now all these are 10 millimeters down there. You're gonna have to get an end wrench, but anyways, I'm gonna pull these camshafts off. Looking over the camshaft, it doesn't look to be bad at all. There's, very little scoring. We have one little spot of rust, but it ain't much. It looks like it's clearing up, so we may just run that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all this part. I gotta take this head off because, like I said, those pistons are froze up down inside there, so we need to get down to see what it looks like. Once I get the other side, then I'll get back with you guys and let y'all see it. So yeah, these bolts down here, they are a 10 millimeter, but a regular 10 millimeter will not work. So you need one of those little star ones or the high pointed ones. I think that's the one that goes on there. So yep, that's it. That's the one. So we'll get all those taken off and see what we come up with. Once we got those bolts done, it just pulled right off. And now we found out where all the spiders are at. Look at that. This car has been full of spiders, brown recluses. So we got the motor freed up a little bit, and then it seized up again. So we're gonna go get a tub to drain all this and try to move them from the backside or see what's wrong with it. But right now, I'm also cleaning out all these little veins that they have for water to run in through. They were completely full of calcium, so we're just cleaning up heads.
I'm gonna get you. I got you. Got you. Bubble machine gun.
I am taking the bolts out of the oil pan so I can take the pan off, see what we got on the bottom end. Already pulled the top off, the head off, so we're gonna pull the bottom end off and see what it looks like.
Alright, well, we got the oil pan off. There's a gasket around there, if you can see it.
It holds that valley pan on.
And then it'll drop off. So you gotta pull that separate.
I'm taking off the rod bearing caps where the pistons are. Then once I get them off, I'll take the main bearing caps off.
Something's holding up from us from spinning it, so it was full of gunk and goo, just like normal.
It a little bit, but
so what we're gonna do is he's pulled out all the nuts on the rod bearings, so we're gonna pull those and see if we can't move the pistons or get all those out and keep them together. And then we'll start looking at the crankshaft.
yeah, I really don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk right now. Go away. I really don't want to talk right now. Go away.
You're the one doing all the talking.
Go away.
Blaming me.
Alright, I don't want to talk right now. Go away. ¿Qué pasó, chicharrón? So it's probably a good thing. They pulled it, shut it down when they did, because I think it stopped oiling.
Okay, Big A pulled this guy off.
Housing off the back for the
And there's the bearing.
rear main seal. Rear main seal cover goes on the back here. Took it off. Main bearings, which hold the crank down. That way we can clean up the block. Each one of these, you've got your 1, 2, 3, there's 5 actual main bearings in this one here. It's at the very back. This is the most important one here at the very back. That's on the back part of your crank. That way it makes sure that your crank's oiling. So that's the back one. Now I got 4 more to take out, and then I can pull the crank out and see what we got going on with this oil pump, because it's an internal water pump, or not water pump, but oil pump right there.
All right, what we're trying to do is get this pulley off here. Looks like it's seized on, but we're gonna try to get a pulley on there and see if we can't work it loose, because that's how you have to get it out to get your crankshaft out. All right. What we're doing is we're spinning the crankshaft and just kind of prying it, since that's kind of stuck. So I got to get over here and spin it just a little bit, and he keeps prying it. And we think we're getting it moving that way.
Same way it work, I'd always go, somebody said, man, they'd say, it's today Monday? I said, every day's Monday. If something good happens, oh well, on to the next thing. If it happens, oh well, on to the next thing.
It's coming, guys. We've had to really work at it and take the pry bar, heat it up with the torch. We heated the torch up, it's still hot, so we heated it up around here, then we pulled that bolt out and we blew air inside there and kept prying it out, and it started coming out.
Someone got smart after they did this one and made a pulley that had 2 holes in it for a puller.
Yeah, there was 2 holes drilled out inside that pulley for the newer models, but
so we had to heat up, pry, beat, heat, twist, beat, and it shouldn't be that much to it.
But it's coming out.
Yeah.
But we're about to pull that, and then we'll get into replacing these bearings. Show you what they look like.
Okay, all your main bearings here. I just kind of noticed something, like maybe it wasn't oiling, but you see how smooth those are inside there. Now look at the very back one here. Look at that slag in the middle of that bearing. See how that bearing was dragging? there's slag in there, so it looks like it wasn't oiling real good back there. So we're gonna put new bearings in and kind of clean that crank up back there and hope for the best. We had two bearings that looked bad, and they were both on the very back. So we're gonna take it over to a machine shop and let him mic these lobes here to make sure we get the right size bearings and put back in here. Because I don't want to put a standard bearing in here if this thing is worn, because it may cause that bearing to turn again, and then you're back to metal, and it won't be long before it'll thrash.
How you throwing those in there?
Letting them soak, baby, cleaning them up. Cleaning the gunk off the rings or on the sides of the pistons before we put them back in. Yay. All in a day's work. Low budget. No budget. We'll get there. We're gonna get there.
Bad news, but we'll get this part coming, I guess. Well, as soon as we find one. Big A was cleaning it, and I guess the
One just
part of the housing snapped off.
inside here where your oil rings go.
Your hands in the way. So, we gotta find another piston. Yeah, that's how you tear down a 4AGE. Y'all stay tuned because we're about to build it.